Welcome to BeoTalk number 330. Hope everybody is doing well. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. As per usual, if you want to cover, you can go to Skinny Play, but tonight you can also go here and get yourself some aluminium covers from Tegrino Studio, because they're really rather lovely.
I'm intrigued by it now. Anyways, are we not muted? Or is Anders not muted?
I don't think
fell out.
Oh,
right,
just
something's going on.
All right.
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Anders will be joining us because obviously, if somebody needs to take pictures of something, it'll be him, because everybody seems to do a bad job.
He's got the nicest iPhone camera.
Yeah.
God, I'm not sure if that's an insult or not.
No, it's pro pictures, man. That's it. You can't do this with regular, point and shoot.
Come and join our Discord, and we'll talk more about these covers and more pictures to come. Yeah, I'll do a video on them pretty soon, and I'll unpack one later, because they are really rather nice. We must refer people to your Instagram. I forgot to pull that up. But Anders, how have you been?
I've been fine, thank you.
It's been a few years. I know. Was it a few years since you've been on the podcast? I'm sure.
Yeah. And I know 21, because that's the last time I used Skype.
Wow, so it's been 3 years now. Wow.
And I live here in this apartment, so because of that, I know.
That's it.
So little more gray, or that's the time,
I already almost went completely blending with my headphones. So.
Yeah. And you see, Willie, I use your favorite.
That's it.
Veloute edition. Yeah.
Right on. They look good. They aged well.
Yeah.
And I guess whatever that started some absolutely crazy stuff, more or less.
Looking back on it now, they were relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like comparatively to Atelier edition, right?
Yeah.
Of the Beosound 2s. Yeah, they were a pretty good deal.
I don't remember
I think
I paid 1,200 euros. I think I paid for this.
I think the 90s were
120 something, 124, I want to say.
Were cheaper with the Berluti covers than the default ones are right now.
Yeah.
And the world has changed, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's all too expensive.
It's way too expensive now, but is it? I guess. So
there you have the packet of the two colors. I got the red one, Starlight Red, and Anthracite, or they call it black, I think.
So what are the first impressions when you open the box, manufacturing wise?
Of the grills, what can I say? It's not homemade. It's amazing quality, I must say. Amazing. So they really done a good job. The feel, the weight, and fitness to the speaker is 100%. So they have. Maybe I have looked at the other covers that Olufsen had. But it's amazing. Yeah. It's really cool.
Some people on
price point is more friendlier than the actual wood grills from B&O, is it not?
It's 880 euros, and if for one, but if you buy two, you get 20% off of one. I don't remember what the wood ones are, but it's roughly the same.
Okay.
Okay, I don't remember, but when I bought my 8's, it was with a dark oak.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was this. Yeah, maybe, 100 euro less per each, maybe.
So,
but this is aluminium.
You have them in stereo pair? The 8's behind you? Okay.
Yes.
Any difference with, let's say, Wi-Fi connectivity, or do they drop out because of the grills, or nothing's changed?
No. I am power linked them to the Harmony.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, they're solid as rock.
Yeah. Then I use an iPad on the wall to stream music from Apple Music, and no, I don't. I not used test them. Maybe what is it? 2 weeks ago. But I don't see any problem here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, just because the rumor had it, right? Once you put them on with the aluminum extra covering the front, that it may impede on the Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi.
On the 28, that's a definite. Or at least on
Yes.
B&O's version of the 28 aluminium covers.
Ah, okay. But it be because it depends on where the module is sitting.
Yeah, I think with the 28s, the difference is that it covered whatever you do, right?
It still does that. Yeah.
That's
because there's no antenna. Yeah, there's no antenna interface in the touchpad.
No.
For the 28, so you can't do anything with that.
Okay, yeah.
I did get my 8's up and running, and I knew I sort of liked them, but that glass is really nice. It's actually nicer than the polycarbonate on the 28s.
I think that's what makes the 28s look cheap on top, man. For the price that they are, they should have revised that for glass, in my opinion.
Don't you think it's coming next version, or is you cannot fit the glass in the 28?
I would disagree with that. If they can fit the glass inside the level slip or whatever that is, you know what I mean? I don't think it's a valid argument. I think that it was just maybe a cost efficiency, or they thought that it would reflect too much to the ceiling from the spotlights, right? But at the end of the day, you have the same problem on more or less all the speakers from B&O that are flat top, like 8,000, 6,000, not the 18s because they concave on the lens, right? So they don't reflect up. But definitely 8s do.
Yeah. I wonder how thick the glass is on the 8s. It feels really thick, but I would think it would be about, if not 3 mil or a 1 mil. I don't think it's any thicker than that. I think it's about a 1 mil glass. I haven't had it apart to that extent, but I don't think it's very, very thick glass. Okay.
Because I don't know if the interface is touch capacitive, or is it based off of light sensing? I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't gone. I think it's touch capacitive, because when you take out when you watch the video on it, the pad underneath it has a whole bunch of little touch sensors for the volume and such.
Come on, people, subscribe. By the end, when Anders leaves, Anders is only with us for about an hour. I don't want to see 447. I want to see more.
Yeah, for sure. I can't subscribe more because I'm already.
Can't you make a Montreal
account
instead of YC?
Well, I'll do that after the podcast. I'm not gonna waste our time right now. It's like... But yeah, they look spectacular. I think it's something that B&O is missing in the portfolio.
Absolutely,
in my opinion. And maybe that's what they're gonna come up with later, because I'm certain that these are not, since they're not B&O approved, they don't have those little goofy magnets that tell the speaker what grill is in front of it, right? Because there's that.
Where is that magnet?
The magnet is somewhere in the center underneath the microphone, like in between where it senses. Yeah, it would be somewhere underneath the tweeter between the knob. But I don't think it's there. I don't think it's machined into it. But I know for a fact that the fabric cloth has no magnet. Therefore, it knows that it's fabric or free, I guess, without it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they have one. I know they have two options still available, or still open. I think that one is for the fabric, one is for the wood, and then they have two more that they can set, right?
Yeah.
Based on the polarities, I don't know how they prescribe it to the thing, but that's the only catch, I guess, that acoustically they're not compensated for, but I don't think that would really matter. They look sick, man. They look like the Beolab 3 finish almost from on the camera, which obviously doesn't do any justice.
No, it's hard to see here, but it's amazing quality, I must say.
So it's a single piece machine, basically.
Yeah.
As it seems, yeah. Are the knobs machined or are they rubber?
Sorry?
The knobs, like, yeah. I think, yeah, they look like they're machined, no?
No.
They're inserted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the plastic backing is just sort of stuck on.
Oh, I see.
And then you got these two to
pull it out, the pry, the pila.
And you know what the original B&O, you break it in 2 seconds. Yes.
B&O's version
really,
is this.
Yeah. But this is really nice because it's really easy to get dents when you bend it on the Beolab 8. But I have taken it on off several times, nothing. But of course you must be careful.
Yes.
I mean, the funny thing is, right, like, so B&O gives you this stupid little pry tool to get the covers off, and you're supposed to put pressure somewhere, right? But then you get these little dents right here on this leading edge that you will always see. Like, I almost don't understand why B&O didn't make something that just hooked, that you hooked behind and pulled, instead of, like, had to lever.
I've never had the issue with that, and I use that tool every single day at work.
Well, you're a pro.
Yeah, I've never dented shit with it, and I use it. Yeah, everything that I ever touch that I need to peel something, the peeler comes out. I usually carry 2 in my pocket.
I think
in case I drop one.
The difference is in the store, though. It's a lot of dealers that just go like, here, this comes off, see?
Yeah.
Like, it's done quickly, right? And all the time on one set.
Yeah. No, like if it comes, like if I go to the client and I peel off the grill, it's a process, right? Especially on the theater. Like I'm not gonna just go right, just fucking rip it off and shit. No. It comes off, and I use the peeler to go all the way around, even the fabric one, because that's where those glued edges are. You know, they're more iffy sometimes than having wood lamella grill to be taken off the theater.
You can see on my picture there the color. It's not 100% what is in the reality, but I can say someone gave me a comment that's a Ferrari edition. I don't think B&O is happy about that, but it's very near the Ferrari color.
I think for legal reasons you cannot call it that. Yes.
No, of course.
There's no pony on it though, so it's good. It's good.
Well, I guess you could legally in a court explain that the horse that is prancing is a different breed. Like, like we're not Ferrari, we're the prancing stallion or something. But I do think this goes really well. The black and red is... I mean, it's
a very nice combo, man.
It's sort of Christmassy, but it's also because it was Christmas, right? But it's a very nice color.
It is a very nice color. I'm a sucker for red, of course. So, except I don't have any in my interior.
But I've seen even the 8's in the silver one that you had, Mickey, and it's amazing. I think it's really cool. Even the gold, if you want less gold, put gold on the black one. It's fucking amazing.
I like them. I do like them. I think it's something that B&O's missed out on. I think they should have had this in the portfolio. I wonder, like, I would consider from Tegrino, because I don't have the 8's, nor do I have a need for them really at this point. I would consider the Tegrino grills for the theater.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would look too bougie, but then again, like, it doesn't look that bad, like in the matte finish on the Ferrari, right, grill. So I don't think that the silver polished aluminum would be bad.
No.
The only problem is that the last 3 grills are glued, or 3 lamellas are glued. Okay. So I would have to break them, unfortunately, and remove that black glue, which is nice. remove better than the super glue. That if you use that, I found out the super glue is no bueno for this. I wish that B&O supplied that glue for technicians that they use just a little bit, so you can actually fix the grills if you have them in the field.
Yeah,
it's cheaper to do that than RAing the grill, and that's it when it becomes garbage.
By the way, I have had my thoughts about you put aluminium on aluminium.
Yes.
Because I like the way that Beosound have done many years. You have aluminium and then wood. It softens the impression of it, and it's good for me, my wife, or So it's a middle way of something. But yes. I must say that when I put on the black one on my black, it's so amazing. So maybe, as you know, there is my Beolab 5. I have wrapped them in black because I can't afford to find the black.
None of us can at this point, I don't think. No.
So now it's as you see at the picture, it's I call it true black, and it's really, really cool. So, but of course, if I buy this one, I shall keep my woods, of course.
Mm. Oh, it's still the original B&O, right? But the black lamellas look good.
Yeah, really nice. It's hard to see here, but really good.
I'm currently trying to get a promo code with them for this, and if so, you must all buy it if you have some age. Well, even if you don't have age, you can still buy it and just I don't know, look at it.
Just keep it.
Make lamps out of it, wall sconces.
You're gonna go to an Eyes Wide Shut party.
That's it.
It's a sort of fancy Squid Game.
Make a Halloween mask out of it.
I mean, I have one of the boxes here, but like packaging wise, it's essentially OEM.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's much more than like, ooh, we made a nice product, right? Like, because I've had this in the past before, and I don't mean to downplay, but there's other people that make nice things for B&O, but when you get the packaging, it's sort of like,
standard.
Yeah, it's sort of like, well, it fits in this box, so therefore you get this box, right? But like to the point where like it's literally OEM packaging, like you have all the cardboard inserts, like just like 8's where it all comes apart and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
they copied everything.
Well, it's but you have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
I think personally that is sort of a sign of like we didn't stop thinking at the level of the product. I mean,
but it's the same as the Beolab 8 package.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the cardboard feels slightly thicker. Because God, B&O's cardboard, like, it's not that thick anymore.
I don't know. There are some things that they shouldn't use cardboard for.
I mean,
one of them is harmony.
This bag is slightly different. It feels like a bit more sturdy almost.
Yeah.
But,
it's great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the edges are sharp. This is one thing to do. Like you get a little warning package or warning label somewhere, right? Like
instead of a peeler, you get a Band-Aid in the package.
No. It's not for your fingers. It's for your speakers. Because if you insert it slightly on an angle, right, like you're gonna take the anodizing off with the color, like a black Beolab 8 or something.
Yeah. Mm. You fucked them up already.
No, I think these are machined in because these feel like metal. Like
okay,
this
it makes sense. Like if they're coring all of it out, then it just makes sense to machine the whole bloody thing.
Okay. I thought it was plastic.
No,
but it's not.
No, like I can't even bend it. Like it's that hard.
But I can, if you, it's metal.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But
my God,
like that machine, it's literally made out of one piece.
That one too, yeah.
So it's double anodized then for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's really is quite something.
To me, what's remarkable that how far we've gotten in aluminium machining technology, or any metal for that matter.
Yeah.
That you can make that out of one piece.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Because if it was, like a bunch of aluminium extrusions, glued onto the plastic backing, it would be all bendy and shit. But this looks, it's rock solid because it's all one piece.
To be fair, if B&O did that before them, I would have still bought the B&O one, right? But
100%.
But this is one solid piece, and it's not surprising because I haven't really taken them out, the packaging. So this is my honest first full on reaction. But I'm sort of surprised
that I don't.
That this is one piece, and you can tell where the money went in this.
Yeah.
Because this is a 5-axis CNC machine that you need for this?
It's all-axis CNC, bro. That's
don't try that at home.
No fucking way. Because how do you they machined the ball on the knobs, man.
Yeah. I don't. It's they did. That's great.
So you can see that that's no joke.
No.
And the finishing, man, I wonder how because that has to go through some serious polishing as well.
It's almost too nice compared to Beosound aluminium. I'm not even joking.
That makes me want to buy the 8's if I have nowhere to put them.
On the ceiling.
So
on the ceiling.
There might be something else going on the ceiling.
Price. Yeah, it justifies the price when I see it now. Yeah, even the back is it's great.
It's solid.
Yeah, it's solid. But if you don't have 8's, you can hang it on the wall like an art, really.
That's it. Get one of each color.
Yeah, and make a,
make a little installation on my hallway because I don't have anything in the hallway yet.
Oh, that's great.
So, but that's awesome.
I mean, where was it? Because they on their Instagram,
they have, of course.
They had a video of their CNC machine going, and I thought it would have been like a backing of some sort, right? And I think that's where your magnets go normally. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
There's, I don't think there's anything in there. But I thought at some point you get a backing, if not for these nubs, right? But this is also nice when it's metal. These will never bloody break. Your speaker.
Oh no.
I mean,
most likely what they'll do, they'll take the grommet out of the hole with it.
Yeah.
When you remove them.
Because I'm down to my last flat cover for the 17s now, as in spare, because there's plastic fucking things, they break off every so often, and I don't I guess it's heat from the Weiser side or something, where it just goes a bit more brittle over time, and then you have slight angle, and it's oh no.
It went. I have fixed those before, to the knobs.
Yeah, I have too with super glue, but
but they don't really hold that good with super glue.
Oh, I slather it on. I dab it to make it stick, right? And then once it's stuck, and you go okay, more.
Oh fuck. I get a little more surgical approach to it. I melt a little piece of a paper clip, and with super glue, and then I just snip it and I push them all in together so it stays and melts the hole in. It is a tedious process, but it works very well. And then it never breaks again. I mean, I've done it on my early 90s back in the day when the lamellas were messed up. But this is insane. See, maybe those rivets. No, because these are just attachment points for the machine right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's cool, man. I really
they start off with a massive chunk of aluminium. Like, and B&O does too, to a certain extent, but it's almost always only decorative, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a lot of waste. I think that for B&O, they would be more or less bitching about the fact of how much waste material there is off of one grill.
Yeah, but you just smelt it down and go again, right?
I think it's 100% recyclable.
It's not like,
so I don't understand what the argument is.
It's not like you throw away those shavings.
That's right.
It's like, God. Yeah, video coming soon. Hopefully next week. I've been way too busy with other things, and yeah, we tend to have a life outside this.
Yeah, or at least try.
Well, some of us manage better than others. That's true.
That's it.
But like, God. I really haven't taken these out yet. Like, I've sort of looked like, are they in there? Are they the right? Beyond that, I haven't taken them out on purpose. So I'm really quite ogling these. Like, it's slightly on purpose that it's my real reaction. But it's like, these are really, really nice. Like, I said a few weeks or months ago now that, like, I would get these in a heartbeat. And my 8's are also the black version. And I think this is going to look bloody stellar together.
Yeah.
Mark, Maestro asking, what color end caps do you need for your 17s?
Well, I currently none, because I have one white spare left. But I care less for the end caps color than that they all match, right? And currently I have all white everywhere.
So you need white. He needs white, Marky. I'll just answer that for you. Oh boy. But yeah, man, the machining on this looks very, very spectacular.
God, I'm gonna play with this more later. Sorry, otherwise I'm not gonna say anything anymore.
I'm just gonna play with the thing. Fuck.
Oh.
So,
but they look spot on.
Yeah, they make the stands too. Yeah, they make the stands too. The floor stand and the table stand. But I don't know what the price difference is between them and Bang & Olufsen. But
what's the difference in design?
I think actually this aluminium plate is quite a lot thicker. It's much less decorative as such.
Yeah. But one good point, someone said, if you know the old TV sets, BB7 and the floor stands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you drop something there, or Beolab 3 floor stand, and you drop something on the plate and get scratch or something, then it's done, finished. So I think it's pretty good because you can change the plat on this one. I don't know what the cost is, but you can change it. You don't need to change the whole stand. So I think it's pretty good anyway.
Well, with the Lab 8's, you can just change. You can order the top, because we've had those, people kicked it in the showroom or screws got dropped on and whatever. You can just order the plate. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because you got to take apart the stand, right? You got to pull the pipe off to slide it over, but that's the punishment you take.
Yeah.
I mean, now that everything's Mozartified, you can use your Beosound 2 like this.
I'm not a big fan of having the Beosound 2 on a floor stand like that, to be honest. It doesn't fly with my taste at all. It looks weird.
I get what you're saying, though. I like this, especially the color combo.
I thought, that's really great. But I think it's better if you center the pole, don't you think?
That's exactly where my point was also. Like, put it in the center of the post so it can, because this looks like it has that Beolab 17 feel to it, where like the 4000s never were like that on the floor stands. 4000s had horrible floor stands to begin with. It's a bad example.
Hey.
But Beolab 3s or even the Beolab 4s with the STB bracket attachment, right? From the Beolab 3.4 stands, it was always through the center. It just looks nicer, man.
So
you need to
mixing.
have all the colors.
Mhm.
So great. Look at the gold one with the black. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good.
Even the other one, because it looks like it's oak, but it's not. So,
I'm normally not a fan of the gold, but I actually kind of like the gold on the normal aluminium one like this. But I also really like the black on the gold.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, I will have the ones on the right, so I'm also very much in love with that. And I think that will fit my purpose quite well. But like there's no wrong choices here, to put it that way. Absolutely not. No, and the
Maybe
machining looks... That's it. Machining looks spectacular on it. That's for damn sure. I would love to see a time lapse of this being machined out and made. I know it's tough to do because you get all that coolant splashing everywhere while it's drilling and stuff. But, I don't think it's actually that. It can be done. You can just put a GoPro in there, right? But you're going to give some secrets away on how you process this. Yeah, exactly. Because if you show the pattern of making stuff and how you clamp it, somebody that knows a CNC machine will go, I can do that. Yeah. I'm going to make this out of tungsten. Can you actually anodize tungsten? I don't know. Titanium grills would be nice too. That's for the lightweight, so that they're more airy. That's right. Let the bass through more, you know.
I need to have, I think an orange one, you know, a little more sporty one, has been good. And I talked to them, and they can do it, but I don't know the price. But same as Bang & Olufsen, you can make a bespoke color, maybe. Oh yeah, there's a lot of bespoke stuff that B&O just updated their portfolio of fabric availability and aluminium availability. We can talk about that in a bit. Where's my phone? TikToking somebody. So yeah, there's a lot, but bespoke is now what, 40% premium, essentially. Oh, that went up. I think if we're in love enough with the Ferrari edition cover, we can probably pester them into making a cover like this. That's what I'm talking about. Because, I mean, obviously as a smaller manufacturer, right, like a lot of the issues you'll have is minimum take-up or minimum amounts of orders. And that is a heck of a lot of orders, because I bet you that they have to go over 200, right, for something like this, because you can't really go to a CNC machinist and just say, like, could you give me 5? Well, you could, but the price is going to be astronomical just for the time and planning and that sort of thing. I think their biggest challenge with this would be to make a copy of that, of the plastic molds that these things clip onto. Because that's the only thing that I don't think you could machine all of this out of one solid chunk of aluminium. That's a lot of machining, bro. Plus, it would be way too susceptible to be bending as you're installing it. You know what I mean? Like it has to be a plastic substrate on the theater grill if they're ever gonna do it. Yes, the plastic is different from the lamella wood and the actual fabric cover. There's perforations which are non-existent and also there's a specific design inside the wood lamella covers to let the base through and all that, where there is no need for that in a fabric cover, because it's just a traditional perforated plastic that
that the fabric is applied on. But the Ferrari stuff looks good. I think that they should have put the freaking Horst logo on the actual center of the platter of the floor stand instead of just having a little tiny itty bitty corner on the one of the wings. So that's just my 2 cents.
They also make table stands, by the way, for the 8s.
Yeah.
Like just regular table stands. And it seems, but it's hard to say, right?
To me, to me, that is more like bringing wood to the forest. Like, I understand the grills, that's niche because B&O doesn't make that. But I think venturing into floor stand and table stand territory, which, you know, could it be possibly a lawsuit and copyright infringement? Because these look pretty fucking close to what the B&O's making.
Yeah, for us as customers, though, this, I think, is a cheaper solution than the B&O one. Because
do you know the...
It's 240 euro, and I think the B&O table stand, I don't fully remember, I think it was 300 or 320 or something like that.
I would still buy it off the dealer than that.
No, I understand, but
if slander them, but no point.
I mean, there are already some 8s on the second-hand market, right? And currently, this is, it looks better than I thought it would. But I made some wooden table stands because I ordered them on wall brackets. So I have some butcher block literally screwed together like this and put the wall bracket on that for review. Because otherwise, like, if I were to place them where I wanted to place them and then make a YouTube video about it, one would be like there and the other one would be there. And how the hell do I film that?
You don't.
Yeah, so that makes it kind of weird. So I could have maybe gotten some of these, but they are nice. I mean, other than that, I have no use for a table stand, right? Because I'm running out of space as it is. I quite honestly only really bought the 8s because I saw these covers like 4 months ago. I was like, God, this is nice. And now they're here. Both covers and 8s, right? Like, and the missus was about to kill me. This is like fucking last.
Well,
if you look at the floor stand and zoom in, very near the original, but it's a render picture here, I think. But I wonder which high is it on the floor stand, because I'm thinking to cut mine, as you know, we did for 25 years ago, 30 years ago with the BV1. Do you know that on the whole tall stand? It was too high for every house, so I
had to cut it down. That's
because
funny.
I think, in my opinion, the original stance is too high. I don't like it. So maybe I will cut them, 20 centimeters.
Better be damn sure, because you can take more off and you can't add it back in.
No, I know, but...
You can add it back in. You just order another pipe, which is however many €100 there is, kicking the balls. But irony is that dealers complain all the time that, like lap 3s are too low on the floor stands, 17s are too low on the floor stands. And, so they finally introduced the lap 8s that are, these are too high on the floor stand. Well, call this. It's just, you can't win.
But if you have them back sound speaker and you have a sofa, I think the height is pretty good.
It's perfect for behind the sofa, that's for sure.
Yeah. But maybe when I get rid of my Beolab 5, I don't know why, but then they're too high comparing to the Harmony, I think. Because when you sit in a sofa, you almost have them all over your head, the sound wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get rid of the 5s.
But it's my opinion. No.
You did it once before and you're back to 5s.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
If anything, just move them to another room. Don't get rid of it. Just move it to another room.
If you really want 50s, just put the 5s in the back as surround speakers.
Yeah.
These are some wonderful shots, by the way.
Thank you.
I want this B&O furniture piece too. It's so hard to come by here.
Oh, dude, there's no way. Like, you gotta, if every now and then you can get hands on like what dealers have in the showroom, that's consider yourself lucky. But other than that, there's really very little that you can find that's B&O furniture in North America.
I mean, the one thing about the stands is that they literally do what the 17s couldn't, right? Like the 17s, if they were behind you, you would just have to put them on the wall because those floor stands were so low.
Yeah, they get these really get around and above, I guess. Your typical furniture set or whatever.
I mean, I kind of like the design of the 17s with the whole angle thing balance going on, but like put it anywhere that's not in front of you, and it's such a pain in the ass because they're just too low.
Yeah.
I mean, or they have to be like really far behind you, and then it's okay again.
Yeah. When I had the 17s in the old apartment, they were basically right beside the chair, so they weren't really blocked because, you know.
Well, you only have one chair, right? Like most people have couches.
So yeah, with the couch, it just doesn't work. You got to put them up on the wall. But Andres, do you have a gateway or no? The BLI, or you never? The BeoLiving Intelligence. Do you have it, or you have the Home Assistant? I don't know, which side are you on?
From 6 months, I have the green one, Home Assist green one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have found out a solution using old Beosound Essence Mark II with the link eye on it. That literally you can use it as a link eye for BeoTime. So you can put light commands through it. I don't like, other than power, you don't need no power link, nothing. Like, this doesn't have any purpose on your network link setup, but this can talk to the BLI or the Home Assistant through the IR. So you can actually re-implement old Mark II essences as your link eyes for your integration, and it works like a charm.
No,
so there's a tip for the day.
Yeah. I must say that's the power of the community. Nowadays, I'm only on Discord, not on Beoworld, but the Christian Kilt.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I'm really, I can do much technique, soldering, all that. And I'm a photographer, so of course I can use cameras and computers, but I cannot do programming,
Yeah, the code is different story. Exactly, that's for me.
But, so I maybe I will pain in the ass on Discord for Chris and that gang, but now I can pilot my shades, my lamps, and everything on the Halo. It's so amazing. It's so fucking amazing. So now I have a clock. What?
Same here. I got the clock.
It's so amazing.
Clock and weather. That's it.
Yeah. And if I say, can't you do this? Maybe, but I have no time. 2 hours later, I made a blueprint to test this. It's amazing.
No, it works. The community is strong, and it's
yeah, they are so cool.
But it brings so much more usefulness out of the B&O setup you have in the house or utility when you have it all linked together.
Yeah. Of course, BeoLiving, we call it BeoLink Intelligence original. Maybe it's easier to have that, but it's really cool to do these hacks, I think.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I don't know. I guess the difference between old BeoLiving and or BeoLink Gateway and the BLI was the processing power, more or less.
Yeah.
Because the programming hasn't really changed. It's changed a lot from Master Link Gateway from back in 2008-9 to the BeoLiving side where you can use Lua codes. It was way more painful to do it on the Master Link, but then, in 2008, it was pretty fucking cool to be able to control something that was invented in 1992 as a protocol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we had it was iPhone 3G back then, and you had the BeoLink app where you could control the 9000 over the phone with the phone, and it was just amazing. But
they made the blueprint for me just for the. I have the Beosound 9000 in another room.
Yeah.
And hooked up with the converter.
Yeah.
Then you can, of course, join it on the ASE product, but not on Mosa. So when I have renamed it Beosound 9000, and when I trigger it, this line in on Beolab 8, Beolab 8 starts the Beosound 9000. It's so great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. You can skip songs, but you cannot skip discs.
CDs. Oh.
CDs, yeah. But it's so great. Just like that. They just did it. So, yeah. Old meets new.
Old with new and everything between. So, yeah. And
well, there is really a way around for everything if you just know where to look, right? And
well, it was the same with the latest Quest. There was a guy on the Discord with trying to get the turntable working with his converters and then LML converters and everything else to get it going with his. I forget what the TV was, but essentially you get to it. You just post a question on the Discord and people will help. 100%.
Yeah, and I'm also very thankful for people like Christian being on there, because without him, like, his home automation would be years of fiddling, right? And because he has some, like,
many of us speak the code.
Yeah, and he knows the code. Like, he helped build that whole Bio home and whatnot. So, like, and his own home is like that. Like, I mean, God, everything is on his Halo, I think, other than his coffee machine, right?
Pretty much.
I mean,
which I didn't understand that coffee machine deal to make. To integrate, because it has to rinse. So where does it rinse? It rinses into the cup that you're going to drink out of, the coffee that you just made.
Yeah. Yeah, or you need one of those automated belts to, like, put cups and stuff. But yeah. But I think he even starts his Roomba from his Halo.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to get I'm still pondering if I should get one the vacuum that mops or just one that vacuums, because I don't really need, like, mopping I can deal with myself, especially around the 90s. I like to do it by hand, because you don't want to have those mop hairs smacking against the fabric of the bottom of the 90s. That's gonna look terrible. But I wouldn't mind getting, like, a robot vacuum that just runs around and fucking vacuums all the time, and have that on the Halo or a Bio Remote 1 even, I guess.
Do you use your Halo much?
Me? Now every day since I tied it to the gateway, a lot. I use it a lot just to even look at, because you put the weather on it and it's in the kitchen, so you can just, before you even get outside, you can tell without picking up the phone what the weather is. Control all the lights in the living room or wherever. You just play around with it and it works like a charm. Now, one thing that I actually would say, because I took a Halo from the shop, which was black anthracite, and it was the later edition, which, didn't have the jiggle on the circle.
Yeah.
I find that I think the reason why the jiggle on the circle was removed or introduced, I guess, it's just more looser. So when you get to the room and you actually just spin it once, it'll dim the lights to 100, which the other one that is more tighter on the wheels spin, it doesn't do it.
No,
it doesn't go to the fully off. So that's
Is it easy to change color by yourself?
I haven't gone that far into it, but I know there's only 4 screws or 5 screws that hold the ring. They're very, very small. But I had played around with, because this one obviously doesn't have a serial number, because it used to be a wall bracket when I just ordered the part and removed the back. That's very easy to do, as far as convert it from wall bracket to a table. But to change the colors, I haven't really played with that. With the
I
rings.
doubt it's hard, but it's like heart wrenching,
It's
and it's also like, do not scratch this, do not go. Like with the
Well, that is the toughest. Like, it's not about the little screws and whatever. It's about the fact that one wrong move and you rendered it not useless, but it's
scratched
something
forever.
you'll never unsee. Yeah, you'll never unsee it. So that's one
But
thing.
I must say, I bought the table version, of course.
Yeah.
So, as I said, when I got the Home Assist working with the lights, I use it every day. Before that, it just
it just sat there. Yeah, but I'm the same way. It's an integration remote control. It was, I think, in my opinion, it was sold a little bit wrong or marketed a little bit wrong as a $1,000 AV remote that turns up the volume up and down and doesn't really work right with the theater up to the recent software.
It wasn't
that
even
came out
marketed
finally.
as an AV remote. It was marketed as an A remote, like audio only.
That's right. And my initial thought behind it, like, well, fuck, there's no way to know what metadata is playing right now. Like, if I know the songs and whatever, but sometimes something new comes on and like you either get your phone, get the app, open the app, log in, or go to the proper room and then see by the time and if it's a radio, sometimes the metadata is gone because the song's changed. So that's why I like that, because since the moment has gone, there's really no visual reference for you to see what's going on. I hope that they would reintroduce something like that, let's say for the theater, which is like on the Harmony, where it just shows a little bit of metadata for a certain amount of time and fades out, or just like on the old Avant or V1s used to be. I miss it. Why is it Harmony only one that can do that? At the end, essentially, the stage should be able to do it because it's the same more or less platform. Right, other than it doesn't have a surround processor.
It doesn't turn the screen on though. There's no screen connection when you're in audio mode on the stage.
Yeah, fair enough, because the app, but that's only in the app. Like if you press menu on the remote, it should just pull up the screen, and you know what I mean. It's all how that behavior has been coded in a basic product.
Yeah.
So that's the only difference. But I think that the metadata should be not reintroduced, should be introduced on the Beosound theater at least, or BeoVision theater.
Do the opposite way of the Harmony, right? Where the Harmony has a top because it's closed. Do just the bottom bit where the subtitles are anyway. Just show us, I don't know, like that much of what's playing. Change the station.
And do
but I see the point why they did it with Harmony, because when you have it closed, of course. And you need to have the meta on the screen. But of course, it's nice to have. It's not hard to do it on theater. I don't think so.
No, I don't think it is hard at all. I don't know what the reason is. It's just lack of caring, or is it the reason that we don't want to burn the panel? Like really, I could care less about that.
That they're going to go anyway.
But it's the same on the app. I have asked them so many times, so many years, why can't we have album art on the Mozart products? I don't know why.
It's there on but it's everywhere. It's in the app, it's on the gateway, but it's not on the TV itself when you're playing it. Yeah. So those are the things that,
if we're complaining about that, I would fucking love to have the setup menu on the screen and go through it with the remote and not go on your phone.
Yeah.
I would like it. I prefer the phone because it's easier to navigate than the remote. But when it comes to actually setting the sliders, the accuracy with the one click of a remote to go book does not. You can't even compete with that goofy, if you have a fat finger, good luck with the fucking putting it to 3.53 meters exactly, right? Like there is no way unless you really try and you like roll the finger. Oh, okay. Oh shit, it jumped a freaking centimeter or some shit. I know it doesn't really matter. It's a centimeter, but like the point of the story is that you should be able to set it proper. So that's your headphones are muffled.
it's the leather.
It's the leather.
Italian leather.
But yeah, that's the catch-22, I guess, right? You have some on one and not the other. And I think that's where the disconnect also is. Why was the functionality taken out of the remote controls completely on the app? That it's now basically a fucking Playmobil remote, right? You have
Page
up, down, left,
volume.
right, go, home, back, and you can turn this off. Why do we have a Playmobil remote now, or Thomas the Tank Engine, whatever you want to call it? It's bollocks. It should be just like it was, which is ironic because that remote is still available on the Beolab Intelligence. So if you do the BLI, you can do everything in there, except that on Android, I can't pull up radio content or title content because it doesn't link in properly.
Yeah, it's
or not link in it. There's no tab made for it in Android Beolab app, which I think is just they don't really ever care much about the non-Apple environment. And I think
it's less than 20% of their customers use Android or anything other than iPhones.
Indeed.
I mean, and that's, I mean, it's neither here nor there, but you do understand at that point, right, where you just pay more attention to the majority.
Well, of course, money talks and bullshit walks. It's the same thing like Baja cases used to make. They made a case for the Beosound 2, like the 2001 or 2003, the MP3 player, right? It was the only manufacturer of leather cases that produced the case in high enough quality. And they used to make all the Samsung cases and obviously all the iPhones. And now it's only iPhone because it's just more profitable for them to do that. I guess the same thing like B&O had made cases for the 100th anniversary, which is iPhone 16 and 16 Pro.
Yeah. Well, I guess also maybe this is an indictment on Apple, right? Where people are so deadly afraid to drop it. Because like everything's glass now and it shatters so easily that if like B&O's customers are like, let's say 80-20, right? Out of iPhone users, how many people don't have a case on it? Like that's just, it's almost bad design, right? When you build this thing that you cannot use as is because it's too fragile.
Yeah. And too slippery. I think it's too slippery too.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. No, I don't mess around anymore. I have my phone in the case. I never used to. But then again, before that, I had that Olufsen, which was a fucking half a kilo brick that was built to be chucked in the mud and whatever. But the phones.
I mean, all of us are old enough to remember Nokia phones where you could just like take the whole shell off, put a new one on if you dropped it too hard or played football with it, or like these things live forever.
Yeah, I found that I guess going back on the phones, like Beocom Serene was incredibly tough because I've used that phone for years on end till it became more or less obsolete by the fact that the network providers completely cut off 900 megahertz GSM connection in Canada, and then the phone became basically a paperweight, or now it's sitting on the shelf there. But yeah, I've dropped it the fuck out of it a couple times, and it just was okay. The Beocom Serene was different, but was a little more fragile, but it was still pretty tough. And then I moved to Lumigon, which also went by the yesteryears. It was a Danish company that were the first ones to actually have an IR remote control, I guess, embedded into the phone. And they was the only one that did the 455 kilohertz. So it did the B&O. So you can control your B&O product with your cell phone.
Great.
Yeah, it was a great remote, and you could learn remotes to it. So I used to go and fuck around in the pubs, and just before the big score in the hockey game, just pull up the LG command. All the TVs are off. Oh man. You can start a riot with that shit. So, but yeah.
But speaking of covers, what's the new? You said earlier about the bunch of new fabrics.
So there's B&O has come up with they've sent us an updated list of colors that are available for the bespoke, and I wonder how can I do this with maybe put the camera. Yeah, I'll aim it down like that.
Sweet.
So it's perfect. The same as Tegrino and interplay on the fabric.
So you ready for this? Hold on, let me move my phone out of the way. So there we go. This is all the aluminum, and there is a like I said, there is absolutely ton. So there's one honey gold tone.
Honey gold?
Honey gold.
So I take it that's different than the regular gold?
Yeah, there's honey gold tone. That's the Atelier, I think.
Okay.
There's
rose gold.
This is peach pink.
Peach pink, okay. Rose gold.
Rose gold, I guess. Yeah. Then you have pineapple yellow.
Okay.
Lime green.
I kind of like that.
Nice. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see it.
I think it's a Beosound too. Yeah.
So we got bitter orange.
Ooh. I also like that.
That's a nice color. Yeah. Then we have raspberry red. Okay, now I found my angle. Cool. I have the pineapple yellow. We already gone through that. Dawn purple.
That's nice.
Which is kind of, it's very subtle, very, very subtle. I don't know who fucking comes up with these names. Bondi blue.
For if you're in Australia.
Somewhere there. Yeah. What else is here? We got this. Radiant red. That's fucking nice, actually. Call this. Okay, so radiant red. This is polished.
Yellow.
And then you have a pearl blasted finish. So sans reflection, I guess.
So it's a bit like the silk version then.
Mm-hmm. Then I think this is also from the Atelier colors, the zesty orange.
Yeah.
That was, I think, Atelier. Zesty orange. This is chestnut brown, pearl blasted. Let's see if I can pull this color a little more. Because I don't want them to be undone. There. So chestnut brown is the same as basically the finish of the Explorer.
Oh, okay.
Right. Navy blue. This would be the same color as the H95s, I believe, the latest edition of them. Very hard to see it in the. And this is the pearl blast. I wonder if I can. There we go. That's the pearl blasted version of it. So this is something I think that you don't really pull out in front of a client. You more do it with the designer because it's just so much to pick from. Then we have the beach glass, which we are also familiar with from the Atelier edition.
Yeah, that's a nice color, that beach glass.
It is it's actually my favorite color. The beach glass is awesome. This is also not that bad looking, olive green.
Yeah, that's nice.
Then we have racing green, which I think is also from the Atelier version. Yeah, they're both.
For when they're at Silverstone again.
Then they're pearl blasted.
I hope you run into a drunken billionaire on Silverstone.
There you go. And then these are the same, but the racing green, but what's it called?
That's nicer when it's polished.
Really nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
I think so too. It's
very hard. Is it the same as? You remember the Beolab 4000 in the green version?
Yeah, back in the 90s and stuff. So there's that. So we got the pearl blasted. I think that's all for that. Olive green.
I also think if you pull this out for like a new customer, they're going to get so overwhelmed they're just not going to buy anything, right? Like this is for somebody you already know.
Yeah,
I think so too. So that's all for the colors that we have as far as the updated portfolio. And then the next one is all the fabrics and woods.
Woods, okay, yeah.
So Beolab 90, there is the standard colors, the standard black. Then there's the taupe, I believe. The sand color. I think this is the one that we have in our shop.
Could you hold that a bit closer so people can see the difference in like the fabric? Because it has like a bunch of little holes in it that aren't like woven necessarily, right? Like the 90s fabric is the sales are really something else. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So they're very, very transparent for sound.
Yeah, like
So
they make the covers on the 50s seem thick.
This is the most expensive, the Parisian blue. You can see right through it, and that's a perfect example of it. This is, I think, my favorite. I've never had the balls to to put it on, but Forged Iron Gray.
Yeah, I love that color.
There is mine, the white ones.
White one,
which, if you look at to sand, there is a bit of a difference, of course.
It's more yellow in that.
Yeah, it's more yellow in the sand. And then the Purple Heart, which I don't know.
It's more red than purple.
That's it. Okay, this is going to take a while. So this is all the, I think, theater available, because looking at this is like the transparent quadrat that is on top of the speaker. Or no, this is for shape, I think. It doesn't say on the wood thing. The 90s were the only ones that are labeled. Yeah, that's shape. So that's starting with gray mist, and then gray, which gray mist I think is on the back of the or top of the Beolab, the Beosound theater. Fabric. This is standard fabric. This is also available for a pretty steep premium as top plates for the Beosound theater. You can order them. This one, what the heck is that? Warm taupe.
You have to have a specialized interior for that to work.
Yes, sir. The next one is Parisian Night. You can see it a little bit there in the blue. This is White Dove Gray, I believe, or Wild Dove. Yeah, I have a few of those panels in my shape. This is the Brazilian Clay, I believe. Yes. So that's more pinkish. Purple Heart, 100%. White, I believe. Yeah, actually, they just call it white. Next one, we've got Forged Iron Gray. Also very, very super looking good color, or super good looking color. I think this is olive green or infantry green. Remember the Eclipse came out with the grill on that? Yeah. Whoa, that's red. What is this?
Really bright.
Jester, that is red as fuck, man.
No wonder they called it like clown red.
And then bronze. Good thing that the sun came up. This is insane. Lime green, I'm sure. Yeah, this is very, very loud. Very, very loud color. Next one is Dawn Purple. This is going to be definitely just racing green. So you can get a racing green. Let's see how close they are, actually, since we got fabrics. And give me 1 second, bear with me. Not bad.
Close. Yeah.
Not bad, not bad at all.
Probably slightly closer to the Pearl Blast.
The Frosty. Frosty the Snowman looks good, man.
Yeah, about two.
Fuck. They're actually, now that the light is shining, they're identical. Very nice. Very nice. Next one is our, what is that? Beach glass. That looks way worse, I think, in real life on the fabric than
yeah, it's quite nice on the aluminium, but the fabric is not for me.
No, it cheapens it down a little bit. So there's that. Let me put this back here for a second. So I'm one of those that I don't want to get those samples scratched up. Oh boy, now we're getting into the quadrat. So these are the, also I guess the shape tiles, or any really, because whatever you throw money at, they will. It's a 40% premium from any portfolio priced product. You have this. So this one would be called gray. This guy would be dark gray. Yeah, very, very logical so far. The next one is golden. Compared to my white glove, it's like that, almost the same finish like the 50s have.
Yeah.
This one's kind of hippie weird, which is sand thorn.
Okay.
There you go. This one's actually pretty nice. It reminds me of the Beolab 20 in dark blue, but it's not the same finish on the grill. And that is called Blue Rose. See, it's pink from the other side. Very interesting. This is taupish, almond beige. This is going to be something green, meadow green. Not bad at all. I like that the patterns are somewhat interesting, that they also run crossways. But not all of them. Yeah, they all do that.
Yeah, I really like that sort of rectangular pattern that overlays. It's
Yes.
one of the better things about the shape fabrics.
Floral coral.
Floral.
Flower coral. Somebody had a potato in their mouth when they asked them what color should this be. Flower coral. Okay, that works. So, harvest ochre.
I guess, yeah.
I guess so. Very cool, very grayish looking. Granite gray. Oh, this I was very on top of that with a little bit of red or orange behind. This looks like a tie. You know, something that a tie would be made out of.
Yeah, from like the 70s.
Yes, cranberry red. And then the last but not least is Aurora pink.
Sweet.
So very, very, very thick options to choose from as far as the portfolio is concerned. I believe these are the same. Yes.
Yeah, and this
These
is
are the same.
This is only just a taste, right? Because like when you say you can choose anything,
you can supply your own. Yeah, you can supply your own. But this is now again. This is Quadrat, dark gray. This is different and new. I've never seen gray define. Very.
I kind of like that.
Does it focus?
Yeah.
It's very hard for the cameras to focus on these super busy, gritty. See, it's like they almost just reversed the front to the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
nice.
weird. That's another one. Oh, I guess it is this way. It was put in there upside down. So yeah, these are the same thing, the Quadrat fabrics, I believe, that we've gone through. No, these are different again. These are different. So there's 3 different stacks of Quadrat. There is a gray, the set. Oh, this is for Beolab 90s as well. It says here, sand, Beolab 90, you see. Gray, doesn't say 90s.
You need new covers, Willie.
Gray melange. I have a pack of black ones. I have these as well. What are these? That's
yeah, but you can get the Force Iron Gray if you want to be like non-adventurous.
I would love the Force Iron Gray. What is this? This is gray. That's the same, I think, that is on the shape for the. These are sticky together. Wild Dove, yeah. So these are all the same, more or less, that I've gone through. It's just a different sample pack.
It's probably a slightly different material, but the color is similar.
Yeah, I know. These rotate the same. It's just these have extra 90s on them. And then we get into the woods. This is a duplicate because we have a couple, obviously, that they sent as extras. And then as far as the wood is concerned, we have black oak.
That's kind of
painted
nice.
Oak. This is rosewood, believe it or not.
That's a classic.
That's very expensive.
That's a classic.
Yeah, that is very classic. That's fucking insane. That's another $3,000 extra for an Eames chair if you go with the rosewood. Or now they call it Santos Palisander because the rosewood is no longer harvested. Dark oak. We're familiar with that one because it's been around on other products. Let's put this back. Let's get into some Jaguar colors. So we have orange oak.
Ooh.
Sorry to all the Jag drivers, but you made your choices. Well, they made them for you, actually. Pink, college, and lavender. which is very great.
The
to
lavender
me,
is
but
kind of nice.
It looks
but
lavender is tolerable. I'm gonna put it on top so people don't panic when they see all the rest of this nonsense below it. And then we have more stained stuff. So stained oak, it's very resemblant to the racing green in my opinion. Smoked oak, we're all familiar with. What's this doing here? Black painted oak. The smoked oak is the same, but now we're getting into something that is a little more interesting. And some woods that were discontinued back in a day, the birch was never really around, but I think there is maple here, believe it or not. And remember, the maple was introduced with the Beolab 18s back when they first came out.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a new species of wood, teak. Not for B&O, but yeah. So finally we have teak colors.
Because teak is really quite nice. And I mean, maybe it's because of all the Riva stuff. Same with like if they're going more into America, that there's more like maple and stuff here.
So I don't know. Fuck, man, I can't really tell the difference. But this is ash.
Yeah.
Okay. This is brown core ash. You can see a little bit, but it really is. You know what? The trick is more or less with the bloody how the light plays on the species of the wood. This is light oak. It's really hard to tell. And then there is this is light oak, but you can definitely tell light oak from beech.
Yeah, beechwood is really sun bleached, really.
Yeah, and then brown core ash. But again, like, see, the sample is deceiving because there's a lot more darker grain in it. So the wood is a dangerous game, but not really. You know what I mean? If you understand the fact of what the wood does, and it's the same, then that's that. Pine, for God's sakes, imagine that. You can make pallets out of that, or you can put it on your B&O, which is interesting. Oak, the default, and white painted oak, which kind of looks like unfinished. You know, it looks a lot like what we see here in the old homes.
That looks like jobs. That material in Denmark they put on their ceilings everywhere. That sort of drop ceiling stuff.
Exactly. So that is all what she wrote for today as far as the samples are concerned. This is all what B&O has to offer. Happy picking, everybody. Century Designer.
My thoughts about this is obvious. I can see no regular dealer handle this because you must have the skills like an interior designer to make this, and the time and effort to just sell a speaker. As you said before, if you show this to a regular customer, they go, okay, I go home and think about it, and there will be no buy. So, but I think this box is maybe for interior designer.
That's exactly what it is, and quite honestly, the designers have a very almost a godly power over the client, especially when you hire the guy to put your house together. And there are people that don't really care for the budget if they want it the way they want it, and it's for them. It's for them to sit down and if you want a Barbie Room edition Beolab 28, we're gonna make them for you, sir.
Yeah.
And,
do you know if is the same cost for every color, or?
I don't know, but I think it's gonna vary. Like, it does vary for, let's say, the Beolab 90s in white are 20,000 more than they would be in the sand, whatever that reason is. And I think it's more or less with the application of glue or process or something. I don't know. But, Parisian Midnight Blue is the most expensive fabric combination if you go with the 90s. So I don't really know, but I think as far as the rule of thumb, I would say is 40% on top of whatever the portfolio product would cost, and up maybe.
But obviously, that's custom, right? Not bespoke.
Exactly. Like if you want to have a fucking 24-karat gold-plated Beosound too, I'm sure it's going to be more than 40% premium just based on how much gold they're going to go through, right? So
they have gold-plated 90s, and they're 250 grand or something like that.
Yeah, those look kind of crazy because even the wood is walnut that meets the X's are made out of gold, and it's just like, wow, that's a nightmare
And
to
the
move.
fabric too is really cool on that.
Mm-hmm. So that's new, and also what's new is we have not many, very very limited run of these B&O 1925 established bags. So keep your eyeballs out on the Discord, everybody. Or more people to join, then we're gonna make something out of this because I got few that I managed to snag before they start disappearing, and obviously some for my collection and some to make somebody else's life happy. So yeah, into prep, you're just gonna be panel update software. You know what's crazy? I got my LG G2 panel software update now. I have the AI picture wizard now, which was only on G4s.
Yeah.
So I could disseminated the software into my TV. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do that in a picture wizard. It does help, but I think first I should see a fucking optometrist before before I have the AI decide of how I see things in how clear. Yeah, these are crazy. The Alchemy edition, God.
Yeah, it's literally 24 karat gold on a lot of the surfaces, and like there's gold in the thread of the weave.
Grabbing a coffee. Yeah. No, these are insane. They're nice, but it's a. I don't know if it's more of a keeper's copy or a traveling pair that never really left anywhere, and it's just like when you visit, you get to see them because we can't really move them; they're too expensive and too risky.
I think they've made 5 pairs to show off, like for each continent, essentially.
Like the extreme bespoke capabilities that they have.
Yeah, I think it was the Middle East somewhere where a dealer has them in the store. I mean,
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think this is one of these like Middle Eastern, like Dubai sort of thing where like you could also buy like a Ferrari at this dealership. Like it's kind of one of these crazy combos, like where like our all-in-one shops are kind of like, well, you're going to spend like a few million, right? It's fine. I mean, I guess countries do things differently. I mean, even around here, I spoke to somebody the other day, and they also said, like, their house was, I forget what it was, but their house was automated with, like, Crestron or Control 4, and they didn't like it. So they were just going to take it all out and put something new in, and, like, sort of like, oh, that's just 150 grand down the drain. Whatever.
Yep.
I mean, it's... I guess, right? But like to some people, it is really whatever.
Well, I look at it, like I used to criticize this obviously because I come from, the hard ass David Lewis is the way that the design was and nobody dared to fuck with it, right? Where now it's, like if you want these to be made out of ebony wood, then this is how much you need to pay, sir, and we're going to make them for you, right? Which that was not possible during David Lewis's era. At all. I don't think that they really were willing to do that. I know that the gold plated or the gold 50s or 5s that came out, there was somebody in Russia that ordered 500 pairs because that was the minimum production because they wanted. But now it's so proving the point that money is no object. It's the same thing. Like if you have Rolls-Royce money, you sure as fuck have the veneer money for what's going inside your dashboard or on top of your dashboard, right?
Yeah.
Because you pick all these materials and, you can just get a standard default, I guess, Rolls-Royce out of a showroom that you can buy that somebody pre-configured. But if you want something that's specifically yours, then, it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for me, no matter how much the employee discount and whatever the fuck I have. No, the only thing, and I told Karim, the only thing that is for me that I really want out of find me out the price of how much is a walnut grill for the level. That's it.
Yes, they are around. I've seen them in London.
I know, but it's like freaking seeing a unicorn at sea. So I wanna get a walnut. Like it doesn't matter for this particular apartment because the way that the level is situated in the bathroom works better in oak because the rest of the furniture or rest of the shit is in there is oak.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to get the anthracite, frame instead of the silver one because they would match all the accents in the bathroom. So those are the things, that if you could make a purchase of certain accessories later down the road instead of, or having dealers swap it for you instead of buying the entire product. Which I think the only dangers that they are playing with is the fact if people are going to, well, I paid 40% more, so I want the fucking app to show my product the way it looks configured.
I want
right?
to do that. I just wanted to show the correct picture to begin with.
Period.
It doesn't even do that for me.
So, and then what? Do you have one guy employed in Denmark sitting in whatever Struer somewhere in the office with the fucking Photoshop opened and just color mixing for each app to different account? Which, yeah, I guess it. Me too. I would expect for the premium that you pay that it shows up in the app the way that it does, right?
Surely that's only going to take like 2 hours or something, right?
Do you think you can request if you have this one?
There you go. Again.
I guess you can upload your own picture somehow, like hack the API, like to pull it from my PC, the images.
But frankly, frankly speaking, B&O doesn't even have the ability to do that within their own color environment. So, if you have a level, and yes, you decide that, oh, screw this gray melange nonsense, I want to get the wood grill for it. So you go to the dealer, spend another $400 on the wooden grill, but now it don't show like that in the app no more.
I quite honestly think that we're still much more in a transitionary period than they would like to admit.
I agree. And I think the first one that they started really correcting it with was unfortunately not the theater, but the 8's. Because 8's now have a lot more color combinations, or essentially all of them that are available within the B&O's portfolio.
I noticed that too. And it was like, wait, why do the 8's have like 9 different options?
Because they sell really well, and they're better than 28's in some ways, except, the look, I guess, or whatnot.
I understand it to a point where like you pay attention to the masses, but like why not pay attention to your very high net worth individuals that go after like 50s and 90s? Because these are the people you say you want to court anyway. Like why are these last in this instance?
No, unless it's a very fair point.
Unless it's the 8's is a later module and they sort of build it module by module, but please tell us that then, and please to God, tell us you're working on the 90s.
90s?
Imagine buying those Alchemy Editions ones, right? And like what do you choose? Just the black ones in the app?
Yeah, the standard one.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that would not be cool.
I mean, you spend 2x the regular price of 90s because you love gold. So what picture do you choose?
What I don't understand also is the disconnect in the app. Like speaking of, if we're taking apart this bespoke stuff and app pictures or icons, is I have in my app, so the server or the B&O or mothership knows that I have a set of Beolab white 90s with smoked oak covers and silver crowns in my app because it's in my account, right? I've configured it. And you add them to the theater and they show up as default, black with oak and silver. Why can that picture not be copied over from your account? Same thing as if you have other than, let's say, silver color of the Beolab 11, that's the color that it shows. Same thing. If you have a black Beolab 19, too bad. We only show silver. So yeah, it's silly. I know it's silly to them, but to me, it's something that it's satisfactory to see your system reflected the same way that you have it in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really shouldn't be that much work, and if it is, there's something wrong with that, right?
That's it. So who did you commission, Anders, to do your lap 5's decoding on it? And how thick was the vinyl also? Like, because you have the grooving, right? Because that's machined finish on the 5's. How did you get around it so it looks smooth and golden, not golden, but lacquered polish, basically?
If you look close, you can see the aluminium.
A little bit.
Yeah, you can do that. Because this pair, I didn't do by myself. The pair I had for a couple hours, years ago, I did myself, but it's pretty hard to do it by yourself because it's, you know,
Did you have them taken apart?
Yes. So
like, there's
I go
no
to
fucking way. The bottom platter you're gonna do before the top.
Yeah. So I take this to a guy who have wrapped my car.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a pro. So it's super nice done. But of course, if you compare to the original, I think they have sprayed, so you don't see the aluminium polishing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really like them this way.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
they look cool.
I mean, the piano black edition are still ungodly expensive compared to a regular pair.
Yeah.
Is the top lens bronze, or is it black as well? It's just the light breaks differently.
It's bronze, but I have wrapped. I have silver, and I have the bronze, and I have the final edition, which was silver but glossy.
Polished, yeah, polished.
Oh, yeah. So I now I wrap them in black, but then you of course you don't have the Bang & Olufsen logo and square. But I asked my dealer if they could order them from Bang & O, but you cannot order anything right now, any spare parts. They have stopped everything. That's what I heard. I don't know what you heard, really, but
I don't think they've stopped it. I think that they just put the brakes on because I smell the Beolab 5C coming.
Yeah. Of course, you can change the chassis, but you cannot.
On any cosmetics, I think they're going to hang on to for a little bit. But I think that the Lab 5Cs are coming in one way or the other, because otherwise, the trade-in discount to upgrade to the 50s for $20,000 discount makes absolutely zero sense for them to have them shipped back to Denmark. For what? You know? So there is something brewing in the pantry of the Factory 5 that they're cooking up with the 5s. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to introduce them with. Is it just going to be a Beosound Connect Core or Core Connect, whichever? Or are they going to come up with something that is, you know, are they going to come up with an audio master of some sorts finally at some point, which would have been cool. But they also have a hard time with some other boards and parts that I've seen, especially Horizon. Horizon is a disaster now, bro. If it dies, the video engine. It's
the Avant, all Avant, the video board dies. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a given, and it's by the design fault. It's not by the age of the equipment. That's the problem. That these boards have just been. Avant 55 was the first non-ventilated TV that I had ever seen. Because even in the Beosystem 3, you had a fan that moved the air. Beomaster 1, Beomaster 5, or Beomedia 1, they all had fans in them as computers. I think there was also fans inside the BV10. I don't remember the 11.
Absolutely.
I haven't really. Yeah. There was fans there.
Because apparently they get dusty over time, and ours was close on the wall, and all of a sudden you would hear the all the time, right? And it was just that fan was just crusty as hell.
And the initial Avants, they didn't even have the heat sink that would transfer some of that heat into the back chassis of the display board. or not the LCD panel, because that's metal more or less. So that was a kit that came afterwards, but they just all inevitably cooked themselves to death. And the one that I have had, and I sold it to my buddy George in Edmonton, that one still works, and I essentially salvaged. And this was a discussion, fuck, how many years ago now? It's still going. And I basically went to the recycling bin that we had downstairs in our garbage room and pulled out a bunch of laptops and salvaged different fans out of them. And the Toshiba apparently has the best and the quietest, what is it, the propeller fan, right? Or the force fan. It's not the blade one, but it's a fan that blows downwards or directional. And that's what's inside the that Avant, powered off of its own USB. To this day it works. And because it's cooling directly those two chipsets, which is the two graphic ones.
Yeah.
So
Willie, do you think it was a design fault even on the 5s? Because all 5s they changed chassis.
All 5s changed chassis, but it's the heat. Definitely, it's the heat.
Okay.
There was not enough. Like, if you play them and you feel how warm they are on the heat sinks, which are just those 5 ribs or whatever it is, right? They are fucking cooking on the inside, man. This is not related to it, but it's correlated to it. The Beolab 14 subwoofer, right? If you run it with the 4 satellites, we had it running for a while, and we actually just had it running idle, just the board itself. It gets insanely hot inside. And I think they also I think they're banking on the fact that some of this air exchange does happen when the subwoofer is pushing air in and out. But I really don't think that can cycle any air that quickly that it would sufficiently cool it. And subsequently, most of the Beolab 14s or S8 subwoofers have died over time because they just cooked themselves to death.
I mean, the Avants literally desolder themselves.
Mm-hmm. They run really hot, man.
But okay, but about the 5s, when you send them back, the chassis, and wait 2-3 months and get it back, okay, they have repair it, but then you run it for.
What's the guarantee? Yeah, how far, how long? Yeah.
Is it new components that is better, do you think, or?
Personally, if I were to invest in 5s as buying the chassis, I would, because there's 2 different programs essentially that they have from what I understand. There's a program where you just send the chassis in and they'll just send you whatever the fuck is fixed currently, and here you go, sir. Or you send your chassis and you wait for that exact same chassis come back. Because we've had it when we send the chassis with a nice back and it came back with the sticky ass paint.
Okay.
Right? Because they just swapped the module, and not even module, like, okay, there's the box that's fucked. Here's the one off the repair shelf. Into the shipping it goes, done. But if you actually insist on having it repaired with your original boards, then it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But what goes on them is the subwoofer amplifiers, man. Sometimes there are some, capacitors that burn out, or it's more or less on the power supply end. But the most of the time that I've seen, it's just the way that the chassis are mounted and the power supplies are mounted in them. I'm not really surprised that they cook themselves to death, because there's just not enough. Yeah. There's not enough conductivity to divert the heat away from these modules. Yeah. And even if they do, where the fuck is that heat going? Only inside of its cabinet, right? Like, it's still stifling in there. And there is only so much that it transfers out through either, the seepage in the plastic or the back spine. Yeah. So they play better in colder weather.
Yeah. I put a discount link in the chat, by the way, for these covers. So if you're interested, go look in the chat. I'll put it down in the description below after we're done, and in the comments, just in case anybody wants this, because if you have 8's, God, it's nice.
Mm.
I mean, if you, like I said, some high-end Squid Game, it works. So just get some elastic bands and paste it to your face, right? We're actually watching that right now. So
I've binged watched it the other week with my girlfriend. We started with one episode, and you just go downhill. You have to watch all of it. It was, the Squid Games were good. Actually, what do you think of the soundtrack, the mixing of the surround in Squid Games?
really good.
I was impressed too, especially in the field when he's yelling, and it goes from the back to the front and sides, and the soundtrack is done very nice, very well, and very worth the watch for sure. Definitely, there needs to be one more. And I'm not going to spoil the rest of it.
I'm at the last episode that I need to watch now, I think. So I don't.
But it's like any shows, right? They leave it like open-ended in certain ways and close it in some ways. But this one definitely is fun.
Well, we'll see who gets squidded.
Who gets squidded hard. So, but yeah. So that's the name of the game, I guess. We'll see how many of those bespoke things we'll do. But I think most of the people that do bespoke, they order stuff in bronze that we've seen. A lot of bronze has been.
Well, it used to be a standard color.
I know, I understand that, and I don't understand why they became bespoke. Where
bronze.
I didn't recall seeing bronze inside the
money, maybe
sample pack, but I don't see the bronze inside the sample pack there. We went through all the samples.
But is your sample pack custom or bespoke? Because that's the two different levels, right?
I think these are now mixed together, to be honest. Maybe not. Because we only have 2 boxes. I took all of it. I told Graham this is all leaving with me for the weekend.
You can't sell anything this weekend.
Well, no, because the shop's hours now has changed. So we're actually Monday to Friday also with the store, which makes complete more sense. And then Saturday, it's more or less by appointment only. But usually people that buy large
it's by appointment only on Saturday?
It makes more sense, man. It's just tumbleweeds and service. So if people need service, they can come in during the week. It's fucking Montreal, man. Everybody, what's here, you need to understand, this is the only place in this country, the province, I guess, that they run like in Europe. Everything is 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. You know what I mean? Like and bro, I haven't ever seen Walmart close at fucking 9 o'clock. What is that? And 5 on Sundays, 5 or 7, I believe it is. I come from the countryside where Walmart's open 24/7. If you need whatever eggs at 3 in the morning, you can get them.
Yeah, that used to be a thing around here. Now they shut at like 11 or something.
11 o'clock is nothing good happens past midnight anyways. We all know that. And an 11th hour, if you can't get it done in 11th hour, I don't think you need it at all.
I mean, and I think they even open around 6 or something in the morning. So if you can't bridge 7 hours, right, there's something wrong.
Yeah, but that's here. Yeah, everything is 9 to 5. So, other than IKEA, I guess, right? But then it's a mayhem, or Costco. It's an absolute mayhem. Like, you don't make that decision to go, let's go to Costco on Saturday morning.
No.
Because there's thousands more people that have the exact same idea. But
well, you would probably let in our Costco on Saturday morning. And it's mostly because you're grey enough, because our Costco does an elderly shopping hour Saturday morning.
Oh, you dick. I could pull it off.
I think from 8 to 10, they have a quiet time for the people that can't deal with other people.
Nice. But yeah, I think it just makes sense because people call the shop and people call the sales guys on Mondays anyways, because their understanding is they're in business, but we're closed. So then they burn their more or less one weekend day, doing service or answering phones and such. And if you don't answer, then you look like an ass, right? Till Tuesday. Yeah. So yeah, it's I think it works much better to have it Monday to Friday in here. Just kind of go with it all together as it is. So
Stuart is saying something I do not understand. What is a Molson's fix at the Dépanneurs?
So Molson is the shitty beer, Molson Canadian, and Dépanneur is like a convenience store in here. Okay. But Dépanneurs, even though they're open 24/7, some of them, they all have padlocks and they lock the shit down at 11 o'clock. You can no longer buy liquor. In Alberta, where I'm from, or was from, 2 in the morning. Liquor stores run till 2 in the morning. But you can buy weed 24/7. Well,
okay.
If you're not gonna get rowdy after you smoke a joint, so I guess that's the Trudeau's logic back then. Well, good riddance now.
No, he's not gone yet, so good luck with that.
No, but it's it's just weird and bizarre, and also the limitations, because here the liquor is government ran, unoperated, so a bunch of cronies only let, like, I think 14 different kinds of bourbon, where if you go to Alberta you can pick from, I think, 250. So the selection here is little.
Wait, so you can only buy government approved bourbon?
Yeah, essentially.
Do you have like
Maker's Mark, then eat a dick.
Do you have like a government board of samplers or something you can get on? Maybe you should look for that. Where like you go, oh, this is not good for the mass market.
Yeah, and not even put down; it's just in the sink, right? But no, like they checked my fucking luggage when I was bringing the booze here.
Why?
And I was flying from Calgary to Montreal, man, and they opened. I knew the bag was open because they, like, every single bottle was opened up, and I bought some. I spent a good amount of money on liquor and make sure that I don't go over the 20 kilos permitted. So that's 20 liters of alcohol. Well, not really 20 liters of alcohol, because you got to deduct the glass weight, right? So I came back with, I think, about 6 different bottles of bourbon and some wine that was all in like nuclear bomb proof wrapped, and they still looked into it on the Quebec side, like, what do you think I'm bringing in here? Call this.
Interesting. So driving is really the only way to do it then?
Yeah, to sneak liquor in your own country, for God's sake. It's like living in fucking prohibition, but not really,
Interesting.
So yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And then you can go to Vancouver and buy fentanyl out of a vending machine.
What?
Pretty much.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all over the place here. Hopefully soon enough the common sense will take over as well, and there you go. It's illegal between provinces. Well, I went through all of it with all my shit, bro. I didn't care. I'm still in the country, and yeah, I understand why, because the taxation is different to every. So you're not taxed the same on alcohol in here than you are in Alberta, per se.
Yeah, but I'm not even taxed the same the next county over. Like, I'm still in the same state. Like,
it makes no sense, dude. Like, that whole the rules here are weird. Another thing that makes no sense to me in Montreal or Quebec per se is every single bottle of anything or container of anything that you buy, you get charged 10 cents for, right? As a deposit fee, so you can return it. They accept maybe 30% of it. Like, I drink Perrier, none of those bottles are being taken back. The machine rejects them, right? Because they don't have like a human being ran bottle depots where they can just count the cans and give you cash. You have to have all of your cans in their original size and condition, so you can't even crush the shit, so it just occupies tons of room. And then you go in and you throw them in through the machine, and then it spits you out a ticket. Like, you don't even really deal with the human being at all. Little bit.
Yeah.
But it used to be 5 cents, where now it's 10. So I went from enjoying them rumbling down 18 floors and smashing into the bottom of the bin and just to just bringing them back now. So yeah, not fun.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. You fucked up now.
Yeah, I think Trump's gonna buy Canada too. So.
Oh, that would be so funny if Alberta would join America, I would move out of here within a week.
Yeah.
Or however long it would take me to pack all this shit up and go. And that's that.
B&O, please move to Greenland now. Because that way you don't have any terrorists.
Yeah, or at least import through Greenland, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get interesting even for Canada with the tariffs if they're gonna go 25%. So everything, even including I guess B&O and all this shit's gonna go 25% up.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like until stuff happens, it's all a bunch of air, right? And I think that's part of the point to get people moving to do stuff.
Well, but whatever the tariffs would be implemented for U.S. imports, we suffer the double of it basically on Canadian side because all of the B&O is being imported from U.S. as B&O of America, right? So we would already have been hit by the default of this shit going into the American warehouse. So that's tariffed, and then we also pay import tax on it from America, and then whatever else have you in between that the Trump or would put in, or if there's anything like that would happen between the, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's gonna get, you know, and then you order bespoke, and all of a sudden your Beolab 8's are $35,000 fucking dollars, man. Like,
I almost don't understand why, like for Canada, it's done through New York. Like maybe back in the day it made sense, but like it should be fairly easy to split that off, right?
I don't know if it's ever been different. I know that there was a group called Hellman that had been distributing B&O since the grass was green.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed in 2016, 17. It changed when the BeoVision 14 came out, because I'll vividly remember that I could not get this fucking thing in one piece be delivered to Canada or to Calgary. It just came in pieces. Like you can as he was putting it off the truck, you can hear the glass just rattling on the bottom of the box, right? It was just bad, and the packaging they redesigned, so it was also bad because the old BB11s were parked diagonally across the box with the big pallet, and it was much more rigid. Where the 14s were a disaster, but that's when they moved away from Hellman, and that was a huge fuck up because Hellman apparently, like, they've lost I think it was close to 1.4 or $4 million worth of equipment at B&O. I think it was 1.4 was more realistic, and that actually was disseminated into the ROS what is it, like the demo stuff and repaired stuff, that URI, used and refurbished inventory, and all of a sudden poof, it's like it was like 7 or 8 BeoVision 9s in box mint condition, 15 Beosound 9000s, and copious amounts of speakers and blah blah. It all got found. It was a big lawsuit and whatever else have you. I don't really recall how exactly the story goes, nor will it ever be a complete public story. But from the rumors that happened, that was the last straw that broke the camel's back in B&O. So fuck y'all, we're moving into Kuhn and Nagel or whatever the company is, which. There's nothing wrong with them. The problem is that once it's delivered to Toronto, everybody that has a pickup truck, van, or a fucking dolly can be now delivery guy for B&O without any understanding of how expensive and fragile the product is to be transported.
Yeah.
And that's where...
I'm really wondering for that lawsuit to either go forward and or whatever in California.
Fuck, man, California feels bad. Like it's
apparently in their last financial updates, they said they're gonna put they found a new partner there to put in like a B&O owned shop.
I think they're gonna have to worry about more or less rebuilding the houses to put this B&O into before they worry about the B&O itself.
Oh yeah, but that's LA, right? There's more than LA in California.
Yeah, but it ain't finished burning yet. Fuck.
Sure, and like I hope a lot, like there's so much devastation, but if I hope the people make it out okay, like you can rebuild that. But most of these dealers weren't there. Like Orange County is not where the fires are, right?
Okay.
It's a shit ton of fires, and like good luck if you're Californian. Like, God, I hope something changes. This shouldn't happen again. It is preventable, just like it's a shit show. But anyway, like they don't have any dealers whatsoever. I think there's not is there still even a dealer in San Francisco, which is the other side of the state? I don't think so. I think it was just a custom installer.
No idea. Could be, yeah. I have no idea what the West Coast is about anymore at all. Plus, I'm not really on that side of the country, even as from the Canada side, right?
Yeah, but
because
I guess we'll ask Sandeep for next week to have a chat about that. I mean, apparently there's not a lot of change in terms of financial projections. It still seems to be either plus or minus 3 or just stay neutral. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it feels bad, but that's just, that's you play the cards you dealt with. For me, I don't know. I honestly would suspect most of the shit was man-made. It's just, and I don't really care what else people say, because to me, the biggest proof was during COVID when everybody was locked down. We couldn't go to the parks and we couldn't do shit. And it was the only year in 24 years at the time that I had lived in Calgary that I had never seen a forest fire, because nobody was allowed to go take their fucking ATVs outside in the woods, right? Where leaves and shit gets in, amber sparks, boom, fucking hectares are on fire. And he didn't even know he did it. So,
California has a lot of that with like drug addicts and stuff like that, right? Like where
they pass out with this pipe and boom, right?
Yeah, so, even if it's unintentional, you just can't stop it.
No, because once it goes and like the fucking winds in there, man, shiitake mushrooms, like that shit was blowing some fierce.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not fun. I feel bad for all the peeps, but
yeah, it kind of makes me. This is going to sound really strange, right? But it makes me glad that we have hurricanes, because although they're really devastating, you just get really wet and really punched up. But with fire, like if there's no water, you're
fucked. Yeah, you're just watching it burn, man. What are you gonna sit there, douse it with a towel, and
Yeah.
Eventually that'll catch on fire too. So.
Anyway, we're at that sort
Leave
of time.
Leave a like and subscribe. For God's sakes, do it.
Yeah, and go subscribe to Anders on Instagram and use the
buy some covers.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Anders. Much appreciated.
Thank
Breaks
you
up the monotony of just us talking together. Have somebody different.
And videos coming soon because.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody, and stay safe. Have a good week, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Which one is it?